welcome to one and all. First and foremost, I think I need to thank the organizers, Digital Learning, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to be in the midst of, I say, top educationists and game changers of India. And I think it's definitely a great feeling by itself to be here this morning. And not to forget the person who heads this entire process of organizing this, Dr. Ravi Gupta. I think we need to give him a big hand of applause for bringing together all educationists to create and change and bring about the chain makers together. My topic for today is very, very interesting and very close to my heart. And that is most important for each one of us. Can schools survive, or can schools live without innovation? Is innovation important? So I want to make sure that before I start, I have a question, and I think that it's no point speaking on something if people in the audience don't believe in it, and we are 4 of us going to be speaking on it, is that all those who think that innovation in education is not important will continue sitting. And those who think innovation in education is the key to the progress of this country, like Bill Gates says, that the economy of a country drives with innovation, will stand up. So those who believe that innovation is important, required, oh my God, I can see slowly people moving up, great. Thank you very much. That was just to make sure you listen to me further. And I'm glad that you all believe in the very topic. Only then can I share what I want to share this morning. And I think my second question that is going to come up, and I believe in asking questions and letting you think, because it's so boring to be sitting in an audience and just listening without participating. How many of you think who is responsible for this innovation in education? We'll have show of hands after I finish my question. How many of you think innovation in education is the responsibility of the governing body? How many of you think it's a responsibility of the head of the school? How many of you think it's a responsibility of faculty of the school? And some of you, if you believe that it's none of the three, but it is the parents and maybe the children who are responsible for the same. So how many of you think in the audience it's a responsibility of the governing bodies, the trustees? We have on board many trustees here. How many of you think governing body is responsible for innovation? Show of hands. Okay. So that's interesting to see. I would have seen hands up for everything each time I asked you this question. So it's true that innovation in education is not one person's responsibility. And I think it's a responsibility of everyone related to education, right from the governing body to the head of the school, to the CEO, to the administrator, to the staff, and every member of the school is responsible for the innovation in education. Now let me begin a little bit about my journey. And I like to share what I experienced rather than sharing something out of the box. When I entered education 20 years back, and I must say, it was the most boring place that I would want to be. The school that I entered, which I am proud to say today, or I'm not ashamed to talk about my journey, most boring place, most boring infrastructure, white walls. When I asked students, do you like white walls in the classroom? They said, ma'am, it looks like hospital. You know, if you compare, hospitals have white walls, so what should be the color of the walls, was my question to my students. They say we live in rooms or in houses which are so colorful. Why can't we have colorful classrooms? Who said that there should be only white walls in classroom? The most boring infrastructure. There was absolutely no computers, no whiteboards, nothing, blackboards. Most boring teachers. When I went into classroom, I found traditional teachers. Most boring curriculum, which did not give an opportunity for children to think. And the worst was stressful students, stressful parents. What was happening to the students and what was happening to the parents was those traditional stressful examinations. 20 years back, I felt, I wish the school should vanish. If the school can vanish, great. Or I need to get up and make the change. That's what I see. And I remembered Mahatma Gandhi's great words. Be the change you want to see. And I think it is the most important sentence. And that's where I thought I need to make that change in this organization. And I'd like to share with you, when we talk about innovation in education, my journey started first with the infrastructure, trying to see that the infrastructure is conducive, is made for the needs of the children. So designing those kind of classrooms with the right environment, with the right resources. Then came the curriculum. How do you make sure that you provide a curriculum that encourages a student, a child to think? So innovation in curriculum. Teachers should no longer be teachers. And my task was to make them mentors, make them facilitators. And believe me, I think that's the beginning of any innovation that anybody who wants to bring about in school education. If you have won the teacher, if you change the mindset of the teachers, if you worked hard on the PD, which is the most important thing. I've seen school budgets. You will find when I entered Podar, huge budget. There was this marble even on the footpath, marble in the toilets, marble everywhere. Was it really required? Where is the marble supposed to be? And when I told Dr. Podar, when I talk about it, and I'm proud that he knows I'm going to be speaking this today with his permission, that I don't need all this marble. What I need is the resources. And believe me, moved on from blackboards to whiteboard, to laptops, to iPads. I was on the front page of Times of India, and my circular said, I hit the headlines of Times of India, principal of a school forces children to have iPads in classroom. I'm not ashamed. I never forced anybody, but it was, the circular was printed, but I believed. Today, of course, I'm talking this about 4 years back when I introduced it, the first one to introduce it, and then I was covered by Times and NDTV. But yes, today everybody has an iPad in classroom, and there's every parent who believes in it. So moved on in technology, and I think that is the key. So I believe that it is you and only you who can drive that change, who can create that change. Martin Luther said, I have a dream. And you know what Obama said, yes, we can. And not to forget what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Thank you.